breaking hearts and moving on. Hold up. So I never really stood a chance, no. And the sparkle in her eyes, they shine so flawless. I'm amazed, blinded by an angel's face. It's the sweetest voice in one kiss, and now you got the venom in your veins. Believe in everything her lips say. Pretty girls lie. Lipstick and a smile makes you wanna believe. But pretty girls hide. Whoa. Pain so deep inside she can't even see. Pretty girls lie. Pretty girls lie. Yeah. Got you walking through a maze, yeah. Eyes closed, trying to find your way. Ooh. Got your arms reached out, hoping she gon' make a sound, but she don't wanna be found. But she'll tell you come anyway. And you don't know the difference from the real or the fake. Devil in the dress, but an angel in the face. They're forever yours, but it's only for the day. Is it real when you're calling my name? Pretty girls lie. Lipstick and a smile makes you wanna believe. But pretty girls hide. Pain so deep inside she can't even see. Pretty girls hide. I wanna get a benefit of the doubt. The best in her, I wanna help bring it on. I know something's missing inside. If she let me, I can show and prove. Girl, there ain't no running from the truth. She says I'll be there. Girl, don't just tell me what I wanna hear. Pretty girls lie. Lipstick and a smile makes you wanna believe. And pretty girls lie. Pain so deep inside she can't even see. Such a pretty face, she can't find a way. Such a beautiful girl, lost in the world, can't trust what she said. After so many breakups and makeups in life, could have been making love but end up in a fight. No, tell me why. Pretty girls lie. She grew up without a father, never knew how to love a man. She's addicted to breaking hearts and moving on. Hold up. So I never really stood a chance, no. And the sparkle in her eyes, they shine so flawless. I'm amazed, blinded by an angel's face. It's the sweetest voice in one kiss, and now you got the venom in your veins. Believe in everything her lips say. Pretty girls lie. Lipstick and a smile makes you wanna believe. But pretty girls hide. Whoa. Pain so deep inside she
the guts to be what you want to be, you need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Yo.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Yo. We gon' have a ripping good time. Just hit rewind and you can see I'm far too crazy. My rhythms and rhymes keep niggas in line. 'Cause now is not the time to be lazy. I'm the ringleader, man. A cane in my head and an iced out top hat on my head. Ain't you tired of that whackness? Sick of this whack shit. Wouldn't you like some of me instead? The ringleader, man. This is my circus. I'm working. I can flip this whole game with one hand. The ringleader, man. I know it's a fact that you'd rather just have some of me instead. The ringleader, man. The ringleader, man. Hey, this industry is my circus. I know that it hurts. Just sit back and take pain like I used to. And I'm trying to stop cursing, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna curse you with lyrical voodoo. I'm the ringleader, man. You can't understand the shit that comes out of my head. But you like all that whackness, loving all that whack shit. I'd rather just say fuck you instead. The ringleader, man. This is my circus. I'm working. I can flip this whole game with one hand. The ringleader, man. I know it's a fact that you'd rather just have some of me instead. The ringleader, man. The ringleader, man.
Mic check one. Let's do a mic check. I'm having a problem with the system, as you can see. The only thing that's coming across the screen, it looks like it's the YouTube conversation or the post. I don't see anything from Facebook on the screen. Can somebody put a thumb or something in Facebook and let's see if the okay, there go my girl Hosh Gray, but I don't see it on my big monitor. So maybe it's just me. It's showing up on the screen there. What's up? Y'all go check her podcast out. She got quite a bit of them. Quite a bit of them. Let me tell you how I like what my girl do. I love it how she makes things specific, like ladies' night talk. I can't get away with nothing like that. Fellas' night talk. I can't get away with nothing like that either. She has all these mixed up shows, which is like a smorgasbord of talk. I love it. You know, I tune in every once in a while. I think I do her show. I do their platform like a lot of people do mine, but I do it with good intention. I don't do it to act like I'm not there. I just, a lot of the things that I stay away from are things that I feel like I might be in the wrong for saying. Like what I look like being on a podcast. No shade, Hosh. I love you, sis. But what I look like as a married man being on a podcast talking to a bunch of like single women talking about issues and shit like that, I look like a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't sit back. Like I'm going to defend men. I'm going to defend men. I'm going to take different positions and I'm going to look like a damn fool. You feel me? Like I could sit back in a crowded room and not say nothing and I can learn some shit. And I could actually learn, I could keep my comments to myself if that make any, what I'm saying? I'm there, sis. All right. I'm one of those that are actually there. And I'm telling you live here, vividly, live on the air, that I'm there. I listen, I watch. Sometimes I don't have the time. It's when you come on in the evenings, I get an opportunity to listen to some of the things that some of them, boy, some. You know what I'm saying? Some of them people, boy, they be saying some shit that I just want to definitely stay clear of. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know. I just don't want to have nothing to do with some of the conversation. It's just some chicks be saying stuff on there that I just be like, it's you, sis. Like it's your fault. It's you. It ain't the fellas. It ain't the man. It's you. You the one. You the problem. You just don't know it. I don't know. I don't know. I had this thing about, I don't know if this word that I'm about to use is overrated. I don't know if I put too much value in this word that I'm about to tell you. But fam, consistency has been the rule in my life. Consistency is the rule. I understand that you can be consistently good or you can be consistently bad. But the common word there is consistency. Consistency is to continuously do something over and over and over and over again. And there's some specifics about consistency. You could say do it every day at the same time, or you could just say do it every day. There's a whole lot of different things consistency is the tree that has branches. All right. The branches are every day, same time. There's connections to consistency. But what I try to do is make all my consistencies the same. Like I want to say I come on every day. I consistently come on every day. I'd like to say that. It's hard to do that in this space. But what I have been able to say that I'm consistent at doing is I consistently say no to bad choices. And one of those branches may be drugs. One of those branches may be being used. See what I'm saying? I consistently say no to being used. I consistently say no to drugs. I consistently say no to alcohol. I consistently say no to the shit that I know will break up my consistent path. If I go off of my consistency, I would no longer be able to make the decisions that I make. Consistency. Look, let me just be honest with you guys. Today, I don't know what's going on, but I can't see the comments. I can see them running across the screen, which is very, very small, but on my monitor is down. So y'all have to forgive me if I can't see your comments. It's not on purpose. It's because I'm having problems with my little monitor here that allows me to see Facebook and YouTube comments. That doesn't mean I can't see them. They're just on a smaller monitor, which is much, I barely read them now. So I know I'm gonna have a hard time reading them. Then I have it on my other little small monitor here. I can see that there are people making comments. I really have to get down into it to read the comment, but I'll do the best I can. Don't really have much today. I don't have much today. I know that there was a couple things going on in the city. I know that there is something going on in Minneapolis right now. I actually love Minneapolis. Minneapolis, I won't say that I wouldn't call it nowhere near a home, but for years, for about 10 years now, well, yeah, 8 to 10 years now, you count COVID years. About 10 years now, I've been going to Minneapolis for fight cards. They're big in boxing. They have a lot of local venues, that hold anywhere from 2 to 3,000 people. And those are great for PBC fight cards that come on television. And I've been going for the last few years, for about close to a decade now. We've been going to Minneapolis. Okay. I didn't know Minneapolis was such a nice city. I really didn't know that. I mean, Minneapolis reminds me of a Charlotte of some sort. I mean, gets cold there in the wintertime though. But hotels are nice. Dinner places are nice. It's a nice city. There is an active shooter, a mass shooting in Minneapolis right now, and it was at some type of school or a church, maybe a Catholic school. And I'm looking at my monitor, my screen here in the studio, and it's saying, well, it's on a commercial now on the news, but they're talking about like 17 people shot or injured, 3 or 4 in critical condition. And most of these, 14 of them were like children. And I'm saying to myself, who the hell does that, man? Like, who is that evil to go in and shoot up a school or a church? That's one thing of evil. Another surface of evil is shooting children. It's shooting kids. Kids don't make decisions. Kids don't make laws. Kids don't make policy. Kids don't make religion. Okay, it's on my screen. It says 2 children killed now, 14 children and 3 adults injured in Catholic church shooting. What the hell is going on with people? And now it's going to be a group of people talking about gun laws and all this old shit. It's going to be political. It's going to be politics. That's dumb to me. The gun didn't go into school and shoot anybody. That same person that used the gun to shoot the school up, if they didn't have access to a gun, they would use the pipe bomb. If they didn't have a pipe bomb, they would have found a way to get a freaking grenade. They would have found a way to lock the doors and set the building on fire and probably would have killed more people. Stop focusing on the tool that's used to do terror versus the mentality, the mental, the morals, the reason why people are crazy. You're going to have your people that's going to come out here talking about we need stricter gun laws. Do you know how foolish, and I'm saying it because people that y'all love, I love, say things like that, and it's just foolish to me. You don't think we have strict gun laws in America? Do you really think that criminals care about laws? Do you know who has some of the strictest gun laws in America? Do you know those are the same states that have the highest gun fatalities? The most gun violence comes from the states that has the strictest laws. So try to make that make sense. Logically, it makes absolutely no sense. It's almost like saying this, and I know this is going to get me I know I'm going to get some blowback for this one. It's almost like saying you've banned abortions in Ohio, but then Ohio leads the nation in abortions. It's the equivalent of that. Like, make that make sense to me. That means that people don't care about the law of abortion. They don't care that it's against the law. They're going to do what they want to do, right? Same thing with guns. Let's find out why people are in a position and in a way in their mind of wanting to kill children at a school. I don't understand why everything has to be so damn complicated when it comes to solutions. First, let's get the argument right. We argue about the argument. So there's no way you ever going to get things fixed. You're never going to fix anything if we can't even agree what's broke. Chicago, your mayor, I got to talk about it. Brandon Johnson is out here telling the world one of the cities that has the highest murder rates, highest. Did you see what happened in Chicago yesterday? I sent it to everybody in the messenger group. Now, here's the thing. Here's why I'm going to talk about this, because my wife and her girlfriends and her sisters are going to Chicago this weekend, and I'm going up to Ohio State to the football game. So the reason why I'm talking about this right now is for this reason here. Chicago, great shopping, great food, great city, if you can stay away from the crime district. If you can stay away from the crime period in Chicago, I don't know a better city to be entertained in than Chicago. There's a few that are on this level, but Chicago is definitely one of the top tier cities in this country that you can have a great time with. You can't stay long, can't stay in Chicago long. You got to hit it and quit it. Well, Chicago yesterday got hit downtown in the shopping district. You know, the greatest shopping district in the United States of America down on Michigan Ave got hit yesterday. Did you guys see the video I sent in Wyatt Live? It shows that, I think it was Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's got hit. Guys went in there, pulled up a car. Now, you know the car was stolen, right? Remember I told you yesterday, or maybe the day before, I don't know. I told you yesterday they steal cars now to go to commit other crimes. They're not stealing cars to go on joyrides. They stealing cars to go jump off their thing. So they stole cars yesterday, 2 or 3 of them, and they rode downtown to Nordstrom's, right on Michigan Ave. And they did a snatch and grab in Nordstrom's, and they took Gucci bags, Prada bags, Louis Vuitton bags, $100,000 plus of designer bags and scarves and things of that nature. Just snatched it, grabbed it, ran out of the store, and people are watching them. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. If I was outside, I wouldn't have done anything either. I probably would have done what some of the people that were out there was doing, and what they were doing was they were just watching and videotaping, and one person even took a video of the license plate, like, bro, you don't get out much. It was a white dude. He don't get out much. He's videotaping the license plate like, I got him. I got them, y'all. I got their ass. I got the license plate. Bro, the car was stolen. Okay? All you doing is helping the police find out that the car that was used was a stolen car. They're not going to be able to track that license plate number to the thief. That's not going to happen. Okay? So what they have done is stole some cars, went down on Michigan Ave, and Mama Birch said it's all insured. Mama Birch, I got a problem when people say that. Not with the person who says it, obviously. I have a problem when people think that when things are done, it's all okay because it's insured. I'm in the insurance business, Mama Birch, and it's not okay. Somebody always pays for somebody. The problem with insurance is it's not a problem where it's not a situation where you're just reimbursed for your pain and suffering and your loss. No, somebody else pays for that. I mean, you have been compensated, but the people who are with those insurance companies, the people who are trying to sign up for insurance, we all circle back and end up paying for everyone else's losses, everybody else's mistakes. And here is what's not cool about people who think that because something is insured that it's all gravy. Just because something is insured doesn't mean the next person that come along and want to buy that product, that since the store's insurance premium went up, what happens to the cost of the goods? They also go up. It's almost like if I have a store down on Land Street, right? And I'm paying $100 a month for insurance, protection insurance. That includes fire and everything. So I'm paying $1,200 a year. But then my store gets broken into once a month. And I'm costing way more than what my premium is. Each time that it's broken into, I put a claim in. I have a $500 deductible, and I put a claim in for $1,500. They stole $1,500 worth of honey buns, now laters, and Snickers and shit, okay? So now I tell the insurance company, I need $1,000. You got my $500 premium. So I didn't cost them 12 grand on a $1,200 a month, on a $1,200 a year premium. They're out 12 grand. I've paid $1,200 towards my premium, plus my deductibles, I guess you could say. So the next year that it's time for me to renew my insurance, it's a little bit more difficult for me to get insurance because I have a track record of making the insurance companies take a loss. So now instead of me paying $100 a month as a company, and I'm just using these round numbers, these numbers are much higher, to be honest with you. I'm just using these loose round numbers. So just to make the point. So now instead of when I revisit to do my insurance, now my broker, my insurance guy comes back and says, hey, Wyatt, we can't do $100 a month for you anymore for insurance. And I'm like, why not, Pete? Why not? Well, because you've had 13 claims. You've had 12 or 13 claims. So now we have to up your insurance. And what does that end up doing? It costs me more business. It costs me more money to be in business, right? So with me being costing more to do business, now I got to go up on my prices. Right? I got to do something. I can't. Maybe I need to cut the employees. Maybe I need to cut a staff member that'll make up for the insurance premium that I'm paying. I'm paying somebody $14 an hour, $10 an hour in the store, whatever. It always comes back to the consumer. So when people I heard that about the riots. I'm like, I don't think people understand. I have people on here talking about when we had those riots in Cincinnati and those stores was hit and my windows were busted out in 3 of my buildings downtown Cincinnati. And here I am on my primary business building that I had $7,800 worth of window damage. $7,800. If you know my buildings, you know why it was so expensive. And people was like, they weren't referring to me, but they were talking about something they didn't know anything about. They were talking about, oh, it ain't no problem. Everybody down there got insurance. It ain't no big. These are people that are not in business because a business mind would have never said this. These are people that talk about shit they know absolutely nothing about. They hear things and they think they got it. Oh man, don't worry about that shit. They all covered. Everybody down there got insurance. They building's okay. And I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa, I don't think you understand. I got a $5,000, bill. Out of my $7,800, I had to pay $5,000 for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? My deductible is $5 grand. And if you don't understand why, I mean, it's not like car insurance. Some of you got a $500 deductible and $1,000. It's different in commercial property. It's just different. It all depends on how the value of your building, what your coverages are. There's a lot of different factors in. And I just it puts a pain in the, it's a pain in the ass when I hear people say shit and they have no idea what they're talking about. Everybody down there got insurance. They getting their money back. It ain't no big thing. I don't know if you guys even noticed, but some things in some of the retail stores that were stolen or some of the things that was broke up in buildings aren't even covered in everybody's coverage. It's not even covered. So I don't want to harp on it. I'm trying to read the comments. They're not coming up on my screen. Let me see if I can get this to come up. Let me see something, guys. Bear with me 1 second. I'm not gone anywhere. I'm still here. I'm just trying to see if I can get this to come up on my screen. I don't know why my chat's not coming up on my end. Let me see something. Let me do a test. How about that? Ooh, I don't know why it's telling me to do that. Let's see here. Well, it's not allowing me to send a test. So let me just see if I can do it like this. Give me 1 second. I'm not gone anywhere. I just want to see if I can get this to work so I can actually see the comments. I really want to engage in some of the talk. I'm still here. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we are. All right, whatever. Can you guys hear me? Let's just make sure we're okay. Can somebody give me a thumbs up just to make sure you can hear me? Because now I can see on my screen what's going on. Princess Flower, what's up, girl? My dog. Thank you. Deanna. I believe that's who said that. I'm just reading a comment. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I could see the comments here. Thank you, Sean D. Nutter. What's up, bro? I seen you in the gym the other day. I'll leave what I really want. Nah, I ain't gonna leave it out. I'm gonna say it. Where the missus at, bro? Tell her I said I ain't seen her out there in a minute. I only seen you. Don't do her like that, bro. If she out there working out and you hogging the camera, don't do her like that, bro. Y'all used to throw the ball back and forth to one another, man. You just doing this and cutting it. You editing her out. Let me make sure. I hope she don't, bro. I hope she watching. I hope she's watching. I'm glad y'all staying in shape. It's 2025, bro. Stay in that gym. Proud of you, both of you. Settings are good. Thanks, Doc. Thank you, Steven Speed. Thank you, everybody who said something. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate you. Yeah, this mass shooting, I don't know what I was talking about before. I was trying to fix the comments, so bear with me. I'm going to bounce around a little bit until I catch up with where my thoughts were. This mass shooting is ridiculous. I don't have any of the idea. I don't have any idea what's going on. It's still new. I don't know who's talking about what. They're saying 2 or 3 children are dead, have passed on. 14, 15 are hurt, injured. Some critical conditions. Okay, here it is. 2 children killed, 14 children and 3 adults injured in Catholic church shooting. I can already hear the think tanks, the minds. We need stricter gun laws. I didn't talk about that. No, we don't. No, we don't. We just need to figure out why people are willing to do such harsh things to other people. That's it. That's it. We need people to check into places that they really, where they really need to be. You know what? I think this, and I'm obviously not a psychiatrist. I don't play one on a podcast, but we all have some form of common sense and we can see things. And I feel it's fair to make comments about things that we may not specialize in. Okay. I think one of the problems that we run into with people that have mental issues is this. I think you have to go back to the family and wonder why an individual could be out here on their own. Not saying that they're not causing their own situation, but you have, look, I can only speak from where I sit in life, what I've experienced. I grew up around people who knew their uncle was crazy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I grew up in an area where everybody knew he crazy, and no one said anything about it. No one talked about it, and they just let him be crazy, and everybody in the neighborhood just stayed away from him. Okay, and we got to stop that. I'm talking about collectively. I don't care who you are. This is not a color thing. This is not a man or a woman thing. This is collectively as people, as human beings, the human race. We got to check these folks before it get out of hand. A lot of people are embarrassed when they have a family member that may be going through some things, and we know that they're not right. Some of us don't want to be the person in the family to call somebody and say, hey, Uncle Fred ain't right. Uncle Fred is touching the girls in the family, and Uncle Fred gonna end up shot up somewhere because he's gonna touch somebody else's little bitty girls out here. Y'all know we had that problem in the neighborhoods. Y'all know we have those problems. And what happens is it spreads. It's almost like, ooh, it's the same. I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna sound brutal. It's no difference than a community that allows sexual transmitted diseases. It's like it's a secret that we all know that certain people have these things that they're passing around throughout the area. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like nobody really wants to talk about it. They only talk about it when somebody's mad at it. You feel what I'm saying? I know y'all gonna think I'm trying to be all perverted. I'm really not. What I'm saying to you is no one talks about the dude that's spreading diseases to women until some woman gets mad at him. And then she oh, you dirty, rah, 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 rah. She never said anything bad about his situation until she got mad at him, or he got mad at her because he knew what she was doing out there. And it's the same way with some family members. We don't get mad. We don't spread these things about our Uncle Charles and shit like that until Uncle Charles pissed somebody off, or Uncle Charles is downtown in the Hamilton County Justice Center. And in most cases, and I've seen it, I've sat in the courtroom and I've listened to the family come to the door. And now they worried about Uncle Charles is not taking his medicine. We be checking on him, but we can't catch up with him. Uncle Charles don't want us to help him, and this and this and that. Y'all known for 20 years that Uncle Charles has had an issue. The reason why Uncle Charles don't allow y'all in his life is because you all have never formed a loving relationship outside of some bullshit. I mean, like Uncle Charles come to the cookouts when we was little and all that old stuff. We treat him like he normal. I don't know if we should be doing that. I think the more we keep it real, the better chance Uncle Charles has of being normal and not being in situations where he becomes a threat to other people. Because I don't, like I said, I don't know anything about mental health. Not enough to be able to say I can, change anything about it. But what I'm telling you is I've never seen anybody that had a mental health problem who's never had anybody, any help for it. If they've never had help, I've never seen them get better. You see what I'm saying? I've seen people that had some mental issues going on, and then they've had some loving family in their life. They've had some help, and they've gotten better. But I've seen people that we grew up with, bro. I never knew how winos ended up on the street. As a kid, y'all know, down on Lynn, on John, all that old shit. You can go down to GJ's right now, and you'll see another generation of winos. And I never knew how that happened. I as a kid, you walk out the store, you got 3 or 4 people wanting some change. I never knew that was mental. That's a mental illness out there. I never knew that as a child. Because number one, we never talk about it, but it is. It's a mental illness. People stand out there all day for $1.15 for Mad Dog 2020. And we, in our community where I grew up, that was normal shit. Nobody ever said, oh, he crazy. Everybody thought he was just trying to get drunk. It's more to it than that. And we treat it as if it's just him trying to get drunk. It's no big thing. And that same treatment is how we treat family members that are close to us that we know aren't good around our children in our homes. We know that, and we just don't do anything about it. Because I think what happens, there you go. Mama Bird said family secrets. I grew up around family secrets. I have secrets in my family. I'm not talking about my immediate family. I'm talking about us growing up. I'm talking about cousins, uncles, all of this. So I don't, I just think it's a big part of what we see 15 years later or 20 years later when you see people running in schools and shooting up things. You don't know what these folks. Now, when I see somebody going to a school, you haven't heard about that one that happened in Nashville, right? That sounds like someone that was like a trans person who had ran into a situation at that school. They said someone said that person attended that school when they were younger, and they went back to that school and did some damage and shot some kids. You got to wonder what was going on in that person's life. If I'm connecting dots, I'm going to assume, and this is probably wrong of me, I'm going to assume that school had something to do with that person's life that made them feel like they needed to go back with, and cause some damage. I could be wrong, but that's like me saying, hey, fuck it, I'm about to be an active shooter and I'm going to Kings Island. The first thing people would think is, what the hell did Kings Island ever do to him? Who did some? I'm going down to Lincoln Center and I'm gonna shoot up some shit. Like, what did the people at Lincoln Center do to you? That's what always comes out. I'm going to a church. See what I'm saying? So you gotta tie the place to what might be going on in this person's mental. That's what I think. I want to talk about Chicago for a hot second because my wife is on her way there this weekend. We're going to go like this week. Ooh. She's meeting friends, girlfriends, sisters, and all that up in Chi this weekend. And I'm going to do the boy thing, the man thing. We're going to Ohio State versus Texas. Number 1 versus number 3. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. The best way to start off my college football. And then I'll be doing the Cleveland thing with the Bengals. It's going to be a nice couple weeks. So just to let you guys know right now, I will not be here this Friday. I won't be here Friday. Let's talk about Chicago. The only reason why I'm talking about Chicago is because I think it's a beautiful city. And I think that it is a place that everybody on this podcast should try to see. I don't want to talk anybody out of going to Chicago. Chicago is just like Cincinnati. All right. And I know I'm probably going to rock some bells with Twin when I say this for many reasons, because number one, it's his home. That's right, Preston, Buckeye Nation. Let's get it. It's his home. I'm going to tie it into the penitentiary. He loves to talk about the penitentiary. He loves that shit. But I think a lot of places, cities that have crime and have a lot of crime going on, I think it's an element in the cities. I don't believe that it's just a city. Like, Chicago is not a place that you're going to go and just get robbed out of the blue sky. Neither is Cincinnati. It's not like it used to be in the 70s and the 80s and you hear about church or purse snatches. That's not what Chicago is. That's not even what Cincinnati is. I don't even remember the last time I've ever heard somebody saying that some old lady got their purse snatched in Cincinnati or in Chicago. That's not what the crime is today. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not the leading crime problem in these major cities. Give me 1 second. I'm having a problem with the phone here. Let me just make sure I got what I need. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me go to the caller real fast so I can get this straight. I'll talk about Chicago here in a second. Let me go to the caller. Caller, are you there? Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get you, because for some odd reason you fell off of the speaker. Let's see if I can get this right. Are you there, caller? Okay. Can you do me a favor, caller? Can you hang up and call right back so I can connect you to the speaker? I don't know what's going on, bro. Okay, No. I won't answer the phone. I'll answer it to this same number. All right. Got a caller on the air. I mean, caller, but for some odd reason it wasn't coming through. So I will answer that call right back. I don't know why it was doing that. But I've been having a little bit of issues with the equipment today. We'll see how that call comes back. I'll get back to Chicago for a hot second. Here comes the call. Okay, caller, are you there? Yes. Okay, for some odd reason, I don't know why we're having this issue with the phones, caller, but I'll try it this way. Let me just see if I can get you to come back in this kind of way. Let me just see if I can get you back. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Okay, caller, you there? Yeah. Let's try it one more time. Can you call right back? Or I'll tell you what, I can't call your number because it's saying no caller ID, so it won't allow me to call you. If you don't mind, just I'll unplug everything and plug it right back up. Just give us a call right back, okay? I want to hear from you. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. For some odd reason, we're having a little problem here with our connection. The call is coming through, but it's not allowing me to let me see if I call out. Maybe let's just see what happens here. I don't know if it'll allow me to call the number that called me. Sorry about that, guys. But it is not working, so I'm going to do the best I can to get this thing. I think my phone is hijacked. I don't know who did it. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. We may have to do it the old school way, guys. Let's see if I can. Oh, you know what? Damn it. Oh, I know what it is. There's Essel. He's calling back. I had the wrong cable. It's all on me. It's all on me. Hold on. Hey, caller, are you there? Okay, caller, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's all on me, bro. It's all on me. That was all on me. I had the wrong cable in the phone. I had a charger in, and I thought it was the same cable. The cable for the charger and the phone cable looks the same, and it was my fault. What's on your mind, Axel? How you doing today, bro? My apologies.
I was chilling. I just got the boy out of school,
Okay.
and I turned on the Wyatt show, and you on here talking some bullshit.
Damn, I did all this wiring and rewiring and all that old shit to get done like that. What did I say?
I don't know what's worse. Your wiring setup or your take on Chicago. It's the worst American city that ever lived.
What?
Chicago's a trash town.
No.
Michael Jordan and Oprah Winfrey don't even like it.
Oh my God, bro!
That's where they made their caps at. That's where they made their bones at. They don't like Chicago.
Okay, all right. Let's start over. Now I heard what you said. I don't want to start over. I'm gonna take what you said to heat. But now let me ask you. You heard what I said when I was talking about Chicago, right?
Yeah, and my ass was chapped.
Okay, well, just let me ask you this, friend. Let me ask you. What part of what I said did you disagree with? Be specific. Don't say all of it. Just what did I say specifically that you didn't agree with?
I don't know. Last time I heard somebody going to Chicago and getting their purse snatched, them ignorant niggas, they down there talking about shooting, killing somebody, and smoking them.
Right.
Like, yeah, we smoking on that hookah. I'm like, what kind of ignorant, inhumane talk is that?
Okay, so you're upset because I said that I haven't heard of the last time someone got their purse snatched.
No, to be more specific, Wyatt, you just sucking on Chicago's. You know what? I just don't want to say it loud, but I think you're riding them a little too hard. That's one of the worst American cities in America.
When was the last
time? One of the worst American cities in history.
When was the last time you've been there?
When I called from Chicago to airport. What was that? July?
You went to the airport?
Yeah, July 23rd. When I came back from Vegas, we stopped in Chicago.
At the airport for a layover?
Yeah.
Man, get your ass off my phone. That's the last time you've been to Chicago on a layover at the airport? You never been in the city?
Yeah, I've been in the city. I've been to Wrigley Field. I've been to Wrigleyville.
I said, when was the last time you been there, bro? You know what I meant. I don't mean for a stopover at the bathroom while you waiting for your next flight.
Well, I'm glad because I don't want to go into the city limits.
Well, you've been
fooled. I don't go around them ruffians.
You've been fooled. Chicago is bad. See, you didn't even give what I was saying. You didn't even let it breathe.
Because what you said is so ridiculous. It doesn't deserve to breathe.
Well, it does deserve to breathe because it's like this.
I don't call your show this often. No, or this quickly.
No. Let me tell you what you're missing. I asked you to tell me specifically what did I say that you didn't.
All 5 million of them niggas is horrible people.
No, they not. What are you talking about?
They Obama don't like Chicago. He's from there.
No, he's not.
Okay, well, that's where he got his bones from. He had to denounce him.
No, that's where they used him.
Okay, whatever.
Where was he born and raised?
Oh, Hawaii.
Okay, so if I was from Hawaii, I wouldn't fuck with Chicago either.
Okay, what about Oprah?
What about her?
She said to hell with these Chicago people.
She still
and she built a school in Africa. Built a school in Africa. Built a school in Africa. Said to hell with these niggas. They ain't gonna appreciate it.
So why didn't she build a school in Los Angeles? Why didn't she build a school in Cincinnati?
Because she ain't known in Los Angeles. She ain't known in
so
New York.
There's no beautiful cities in the United States of America that she could have chose over a place in Africa.
Man, look, Dwayne Wade is the most well-known.
Why you keep changing people?
Dwayne Wade is the most well-known recent Chicago baller. Yes, and he allowed his son to be gay. That's Chicago people. Their head is twisted. No, all of them.
No, it's
all 5 million.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to what I said at the beginning. Chicago is a good city. I say they have great food. They have great entertainment.
They serve you casserole and call it pizza.
Okay, was that in 1976 the last time you were there?
That was last year.
So when you were at the airport, you got a casserole and called it pizza at the airport.
Yeah.
That's at the airport.
Pizza ain't nothing but some damn.
So were you expecting a sirloin steak or a 5-star meal at the airport? Is that what you were expecting?
No.
So what are you talking about?
When I went to the city, we ate there twice.
I bet you can't even tell me where you ate.
No, we ate at a steakhouse.
What was the name of it?
Might have been Morton's.
It wasn't Morton's.
It was serviceable. The steak that we ate was serviceable.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How much was the bill? How many of you was it? And then how much was the bill?
It was 2 of us, and it was like $330 with the tax, maybe $327-ish, if I remember right.
And so I have to say this to you. I have never heard you calling the show and you capping. I've never heard you do that.
Why am I capping? Because I don't like Chicago?
No, because number one, anybody that pays $320 at a steak at a steakhouse either didn't like it or loved it would absolutely know exactly the name of the steakhouse. I've never spent $320 in a restaurant and didn't remember the name of the place.
Wyatt, you go to a 5-star steakhouse or a real steakhouse, that's about average, $200 to $300.
I don't disagree with you on that.
I do it often.
That's why I never gone to a 5-star restaurant and forgot the name of the place. Never in my life.
Okay. I mean, people forget their kids' names, but You know.
Yeah, if they
But
don't,
I'm supposed to remember a monkey ass steakhouse in Chicago.
If they don't take care of them, they do. Like Nick
I'm supposed
Cannon.
to remember a monkey ass Chicago. I'm supposed to remember a monkey ass steakhouse in Chicago.
I just don't think that you should call 5 million people all bad.
I haven't met. There's not one person that I've ever met that was from Chicago that I would say, "Hey, here's my address. Why don't you pull up? Let's kick it." You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
I would like to introduce you to my family. I would like to introduce you to this, that. Not Chicagoans.
Let me just say
these are horrible people.
They're not horrible people. Let me tell you why I take up for this. Because when I lived in New Orleans. My best friend who came from Chicago to New Orleans every summer for like 3 summers. He was my best friend. He was from Chicago. I never met anybody that was like him because I was from the Midwest. He was from the Midwest. We vibed. We was cool. He was a really good dude. Okay, he was a nice guy. I'll tell you another person that's a nice person that's from Chicago. He ain't start out good, but Rufus Johnson is a good dude.
Who was that?
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. You might not know everybody from Chicago. He's part of that 5 million that you said ain't shit.
Yeah, they ain't. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Right. Who is he? Why? Just because you singing his praises don't mean he goes.
I say he's a nice guy. That's all I said. He's not a bad person. You said that 5 million people from Chicago ain't shit, and I'm saying I just don't. That's not how I feel about it.
Yeah, Cart. I think the guy. Okay. I mean, I don't know Rufus Johnson. I mean, the most famous musician is a pedophile.
Who is that?
Robert Kelly. For free? Yeah. Am I right or wrong?
Well, yeah. He.
Okay then. Okay.
That, yeah.
So
he's a convicted felon of it. So yeah, I guess I have to agree with that. I don't
know if that necessarily. Dwayne Wade, who's from Chicago, let his son become gay.
But wait a minute, you're talking.
Did Dwayne Wade cut his son's dick off? Yes or no?
I don't know about all that. I don't know about that. I wouldn't even want to know how that went down. But what I'm saying to you is this: you're using examples of celebrities. Celebrities don't define a city, Fang.
I know they don't.
The same thing you describing right now.
Like
wait a minute, hold on.
The
same thing you're describing about some people that's from Chicago. There's people that have done that same stuff that live in Cincinnati. So is there 3 million badass people in Cincinnati? Cincinnati ain't shit because they got people that do the same thing that people in Chicago do?
Cincinnati raggedy as fuck. You know that. Come on, that's why you don't live there.
I don't.
Come on, stop fronting.
I lived there most of my life.
Okay.
I still own a home. I live close by. I ain't gonna say
exactly. I know you're switching it up.
No, I'm not switching it up. I just don't find Cincinnati, the way that Cincinnati is arranged. It's not conducive to my lifestyle.
Cincinnati and Chicago are two horrible ass cities.
Okay, let me ask you this: since you feel that way, and this is real, what makes Cincinnati so damn horrible, Fame?
It's as I mean, back in the 1800s, William Shakespeare. What did he say? What's the famous quote? When I die, I want to be in Cincinnati because they hear about things 10 years later. And it's still true. These niggas still crying about old bullshit. You know, the politics. You know,
he said it was Shakespeare.
The political scene in Cincinnati.
Right. That was Curtis Blow. That wasn't no damn Shakespeare.
Whoever it was, Curtis Blow, Shakespeare, whoever it was, the stuff is still relevant to Cincinnati. Look at the stuff that they mad about.
I thought you were okay. Now
they sat here a month. They sat here a month fussing about a Russian who got charged with a misdemeanor foe, M4. Like something was gonna change. They still out here protesting like it's 1955.
That's not Cincinnati, bro.
Well, what is it? Forest Park?
That's the leadership of Cincinnati. That's the fake. You know
where
what
are
that
they from?
You know
where
what
are they from? They're from Cincinnati.
Bro, listen, people are waking up to that bullshit, bro. Come on, man. Everybody ain't on that same page.
The mayor contracted with the lady for $500,000 to walk around and talk shit to the police.
Hey, I'm just saying, people waking up to some of this shit, all right? Just be patient. And it's just not Cincinnati. This is going on in a lot of cities. It's just when you start following the money, shit start making more sense. Now, those that want to stay sleep to it, fame, that's on them, bro. But don't call my city shitty. I'm sorry. I can't. Don't call my, look, man, we all have our flaws. We all have our situations, and we all have people that we love. You know, we got mental people out here we love, man. We just never did anything because we just don't want to lose the grace from people. You know what it is, bro. The reason why most people ain't talking about what you talking about right now is because they don't want to be the bad guy. They don't want to be the person that says the obvious and piss the group off, the 80 percentile off.
Mr. Wyatt, I am 49 years old.
Okay.
But let's just round it off and say I'm 50. First 25 years of my life, Cincinnati wanted to be baby New York City. Now it wants to be baby Atlanta. Cincinnati is nothing but one big ass biracial person with identity crises.
I don't think Cincinnati is any different now. I think the look. I mean, you know what? It's almost like, I hate to use this analogy because I know you're gonna go off and run off with it. It's almost like a woman that you knew 25 years ago. You knew her 25 years ago, and she wore makeup. And when you see her to this day, she still wears makeup and she's still the same person, right? But she's done her makeup and her hair a little bit different, but she's still the same person. That's how I think Cincinnati is. Cincinnati has changed its look, but the personality is still the same.
Yeah, and now she's got 6 kids by 4 dudes.
Well, I don't see how that cracks into the code, but okay. All right.
Yeah, she's changed her look, changed her mentality. She's a complete asshole nowadays.
No. I think what happens is this. I think that, well, I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that, to be honest with you. I just think that it's the analogy that I brought to the table. I think it's the same person, same mentality. You just look different. I think they have different players sitting in the positions of leadership with the same agenda that the people that they were mad at had. It's funny because it's like when it was white folks in those positions, it was all about the white people didn't like us. Now you have black people in them same positions. They can't say that. They talk about systematic problems now, but yet they have black people in those leadership roles, acting just like the people that they called racist. I'm confused, but it is what it is. I'm not really confused. I knew what it was when they were saying what they were saying then, and I know what it is when they say what they say now.
Right. And remember, you gotta remember, Chicago got his how did Chicago get his nickname? What is his nickname?
Chirac?
No, well, not that. That's the unofficial hood nickname, but the official nickname is the Windy City. Not because of the winds that come off of the lake out there, because they politicians be on bullshit. They started political corruption. Chicago. That's what I'm saying. Don't be out here singing their praises. No, that ain't nothing but one big ass asshole town.
Wait a minute.
That's all I'm saying.
Fame, let's just say this. Let's find common ground in this debate, in this argument. I agree. There's corruption. There's misleading leadership. There's a lot of what you said. There's some assholes. There's all of that in Chicago. You can say that about a whole lot of cities. But what I was referencing to about Chicago was the entertainment, the food, and the things that I love to do when I go there. And I was going to use the reference of, and I was going to say this before you called, and I said Twin is going to chime in on this. I generally use cities like Chicago. I see them like penitentiary. You could go to penitentiary. You could go to the penitentiary, Fame, and go do your year or 2 or 3 years that you got to do and not get in any trouble because you're not in those circles. You don't go down those avenues. You don't enter certain facets of life when you go to the penitentiary. You can go to Chicago and live. I mean, you could go to Chicago and visit and have a great visit, enjoy yourself, not get robbed, not get carjacked, not do any of those things because you just don't visit those areas that have all of that.
If you go to Palatine or Skokie.
Yeah, but
if you go to Palatine or Skokie, if you go to Chicago proper, you're going to have a problem.
But who going to go do that? I ain't going to projects. I'm not going to
exactly.
But see,
so you're not going to Chicago. You're going to Skokie and Palatine.
Okay. So let me ask
you're going over to Milwaukee. You're going to Minnesota.
Well, what I'm saying to you is this: is it safe for me to go from Burbank, California, to Cincinnati, Ohio on an overnight on a weekend business trip? on a couple days business trip to Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm staying down at I don't even know, a big hotel downtown Cincinnati. That's how bad our city is ran. You can't say
Cincinnati ain't safe either.
Yes, you can. You can go to Cincinnati and stay at like the Westin down there, have a nice dinner, and stay for a couple days, visit Fountain Square, not be robbed, not be hassled. You can do that, okay? But you can't come to Cincinnati on a business trip and get on the 49 and go out to the Fay and whistle and act like shit ain't working, like ain't nothing wrong, or go downtown to OTR after 10 o'clock and think that you're going to be okay. You can't do that. But that's like going to the penitentiary, playing with dudes in the penitentiary that's about different kind of business. They running businesses there. They doing things in the penitentiary that you ain't got no business being involved in. If you stay to yourself and go to the areas, it's like going to the Bahamas, bro. You could go to the Bahamas, and there's a section in the Bahamas. Some of y'all know this to be true. You go to the Bahamas, the police officers don't even carry guns, bro. They got on a white jacket, blue pants, a nice hat. They clean cut. They got like a billy club stick on the side of them. But if you leave that tourist area, they got M16s, bazookas, grenades on the side. They got shit. They can go to war 10 minutes down the street. That's how Chicago is. It's just like that. It's no different than in Cincinnati. You can go down to the damn Taft Arts Museum and have a great, elegant dinner in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then you can turn the corner and be in OTR and get your head knocked off.
Hey, listen, I want to congratulate you on getting a job with the Chicago Convention and Chicago City Convention and Visitors Bureau. That's outstanding. But I couldn't agree less with anything you just said about that place. You know, I was driving, like I said, I just being the boy, had just got in the car, and heard you up there kissing on Chicago. And I was like, this nigga crazy.
Okay.
I had to pull over, get away from my son because in case I started cursing.
Hey, y'all, guess what? Now, y'all know Fame my guy. All right, Fame my man, $100,000. All right, I'm going to say this to y'all right here on the air while his ass is on the phone so he can't say that I said some shit behind his back. I can guarantee y'all right now, if I told Fame, hey, Fame, bro, the Chicago Bulls playing the Boston Celtics on December the 6th this year. Let's go to the game in Chicago. Fame would be like,
I'm going to say no. I don't even watch hoop like that. I don't even like hoop like that.
And I say, hey, bro, look, it's on me. I invited you. It's on me.
And you know what he would say? Thanks, but no thanks. I'll tell you thanks, but no thanks.
Okay, so if I say the Reds playing the Chicago Cubs in the playoffs in Chicago, and I got some tickets, let's go to the game. You ain't gonna want to go?
Where at? In Wrigley or downtown?
In Wrigley Field.
Nope.
Oh,
Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field is one of Wrigley Field is the most segregated, racist subsection of a city I've ever seen.
Would you go to the White Sox Stadium?
Comiskey.
That's damn near downtown.
Hell no.
Oh, shut up.
Ain't going to Chicago's downtown.
Okay, where you want to go then, bro? You want to go to the Little League Field? You feel more comfortable at the Little League Field?
We can go to Bank One ballparks in Arizona. We can go to Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles.
All right, Frank.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted, just to remind the people that there's two sides to every story, and the story he's telling is that of an employee of the city.
Okay. Hey, you know what? It's weird that you say that because I'm not going to bring that up right now. I am going to talk to some people about Chicago and doing business in Chicago, but it had nothing to do with what we're talking about now. I'm going to bring that to the table probably next week because I'm still working on some information on some things. And there's a couple people like my man, Mike Martin lives in Chicago. I'll be reaching out to Mike Martin soon. So Mike, if you're listening, I'll be reaching out, brother. It's funny because I just talked to a friend of mine yesterday and I put him on notice like, hey, bro, I got something going on in Chicago. Now Fame is going to say, see, that's why you say Chicago is great. I've never said anything about the business district being bad. I've never said anything derogatory about Chicago other than how it was ran by its mayor. That's the politics of Chicago are trash.
Which mayor? Which mayor? Going back to Mayor Daley in the 1920s?
I could go back to the one before.
They've all been assholes.
Well, I'm talking about the late. I'm talking
Lightfoot?
I'm talking about the current.
All of them.
I'm talking about the current mayor. I
don't know who that is.
It's Brandon Johnson.
Oh, the dude who running the city into the ground.
Yeah, 6th grade teacher.
Got the president calling him out. Right.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
It's funny how you got black folks dying at a high rate in Chicago and in these communities, and he doesn't want assistance. And he wants to make it about we got it under control when it's
Yeah, because
not
them
under
niggas is arrogant. Chicago is full of, I'm telling you, man, Chicago is a horrible place. Everybody who moves to Chicago moves back home. Like, to hell with this place.
Okay. You got anything
You know
else, Fame? You got anything
No, I ain't got
else?
nothing else. That was just all I had. I wanted to get out 5 minutes ago, but you wanted to try to sell me on Chicago. It's just not gonna work. That somebody was supposed to take the shovel out of your hand. They didn't. So I was able to go in. And in case you didn't know, in case you forgot, the rest of y'all, don't look behind you. You already know it's a wolf on your ass. Oh!
I wish I would have never fixed the phone line. I wish that shit would have stayed broke. I should have never figured it out. How am Stanky? Y'all know I really want to call him something else. How Stanky ain't never been to Chicago? He ain't been to Chicago. He ain't been there. Y'all know he cap. That's cap. I spent $320. I ain't spent $320 on nothing and forgot where I got it from. Especially a meal. Y'all know that motherfucker ain't been to Chicago. He talking shit. How much was your food when you went? What was the name of the place and how much was the bill? Shit. I think it was shit. Shut up. Come on, bro. Come correct. It was 300 and how many of it was 2 of us. How much was the bill? Shit. It was about 320. It was a 5-star restaurant. What was the name of the place? Shit, I think I said shit, Denny's. Bob Evans. Oh shit, it was one of them. Fuck out of here with that, bro. Ain't nobody ever spent $320 on a meal. Whether you liked it or disliked it, you will always remember the name of that place. Oh, I've spent some cheese on some shit that I didn't like, and I remember it. And the reason why I remember it is because it was expensive, and I know not to go there again. Feel me? Your explanation fit. Oh, I went to this one McDonald's and it was trash. I don't remember which one it was. My bill, it was about $14.25. It was 2 of us, so we got 2 number 2s, and they was on sale. Buy one, get the other one half off. Yeah. And then if you don't remember where it was, it makes sense. But $320? Stop, Fame. Stop. Bro, that ain't how the world works. That ain't how black folks spend money. That's for damn show. That's for damn show. That ain't how we spend money, bro. We don't spend. I know better than that. Shit, I can remember. Let me stop. Let me go to the phone lines, man. I don't want to talk about that no more. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, fam?
Twin. Oh, I didn't call out Shy's finest. What's
man,
up,
I
twin?
was asleep at first, man. Then nodding off for a minute.
And Fame then woke you up with that bullshit.
Man, I was hollering and stuff. I had my Bluetooth in and I fell asleep. I forgot, man. I ate a big breakfast and stuff coming from this other job, and man, he woke me up. Man.
All right, what's on your mind, though, bro? What's happening?
Oh no, you can go stun on my city like that. He ain't get stun on my city
Chicago
like that.
Chicago is a beautiful
man
place.
Come on, Fang. You couldn't even come on, man. Man, introduce you an invite, man. Take a ride.
Listen,
thing you did. Go to the Cubs game.
Twin.
Who would want to go?
Twin.
Man, you on there pump faking like a mud, man. That nigga said Palatine and Scope. Out of all places.
Twin, trust me, bro. If I call Fame tomorrow and say, hey, bro, it's on next week. All right, it's on next week. I got tickets to the Bulls game. or the Cubs versus the Reds in Chicago in the playoffs, Fame gonna ask me what time am I coming through to pick him up so we can go to the airport. He ain't gonna have no hesitation.
Man, it's called mind your
Fame
business, man. That's all, man. It's the people, man. Regardless with the gun. It's the people. The gun,
let me just say
the
this.
gun do the job, but it's the people, man.
Right. Let me just say this just to clear the air. I understand what's going on in Chicago. It's no different than, like I said, a lot of other cities that have certain areas. But what I was talking about specifically were were restaurants, the entertainment, the views, and the things that are going on in the city of Chicago. It's not the outskirts. A lot of the shit that y'all hear about on the news, and Twin, you probably can confirm this for me. A lot of the stuff, I go to Chicago. I used to go to Chicago 3 times, 4 times a year. And all that crime that you hear about is not in downtown Chicago. That's why what I was telling y'all, that's why what I was telling you guys about Michigan Ave getting hit yesterday, that was that's not common. It's not common to have crime in downtown Chicago where the tourist areas are. It's just not common. You got to get on the subway. I don't know if it's 32. I don't know which one that is, but you get
red line, blue line, purple line, green line,
bro,
you name.
You can look at the subway right there and know I ain't getting on that. That's going somewhere that I might not come back from. That's what it, and you know better. You could tell by the graffiti and all the shit. You could tell that thing gonna take off, and it might come back, but you might not be back on it. But all that being said, I've stayed in high-rise. They got so many rooftop restaurants in downtown Chicago. They have so many nice little eateries and shops. And let me just say this last thing. I'm not a Starbucks guy, but my wife and my daughters are. They love Starbucks and all them little different mixtures of coffees that they do and the pumpkin. I don't do all of that. I'm a basic coffee guy. But the last time I was in Chicago, we went to Chicago has the largest Starbucks coffee I've ever seen in my life. It's like 4 stories tall, has a rooftop on it, and everything that they make in there is fresh. All the fresh grains, and they have all these different. They have like 3 or 4 different Starbucks restaurants in this same building. It's the biggest. If you go to Chicago, you will not be disappointed unless your ass get on one of them trains. That's it. Go ahead, Twin.
The train, some people, when they do want to go venture out, they get on the train and go to just explore the city.
Ain't doing it.
And but it's on your limit how far you want to go. Now, if you go to that red line, you headed south, hey, buckle up. Ain't no seatbelt to buckle up, but hold on to that steel. You might want to do ask for a transfer. Because, man, once you go out south, as farther west, it's on and crack.
Yeah,
you own your own player.
I asked the doorman. I asked the doorman at the hotel because there's a subway right outside of the hotel we were staying in, right? And you walk up you walk up the steps to get to the to the base.
Yeah.
I asked the doorman after he checked. I pulled up, and he put my car in in valet. And I asked the doorman. He was a fairly young dude. I was like, bro, I'm not from here, but I got a question. Like, what train can I get on and I'll be all right and I can make it back here? He said, they don't have one down here. Don't get on not one train. That's what he told me. This is a young fella, lived in Chicago. So I don't know what train I can get. They don't have that train like Cincinnati has, that little streetcar shit. They don't have that there. These trains are like metro buses. Once you get on one, you go into some community. You know what I'm saying? You go into a neighborhood. And I was told, don't, not even the 32 blue or whatever it was, bro. He was like, that's the safest one, but it's still about to cross. You got to go through this one place first, and then you get out to the burbs. And he was like,
it's only a certain distance as you go. Because, man, I used to ride them every day, man. Yeah. And I know where not to go. I know that. I'm not going farther north to no Skokie. When you go north, you enter Skokie. And I'm not definitely going there.
And see, what happens is when you go to Skokie, those are the areas that have the crime, and then Chicago actually gets the mark for it. It looks like the shooting happened in Chicago. Technically, it did. All right, it's almost like going into Winton Terrace. And if there's a shooting in Winton Terrace, it's like that's a secluded area, but yet Cincinnati gets the stat of a crime in Cincinnati. So you think downtown Cincinnati or, you know, down at Fountain Square or something, it happened in Winton Terrace. You happen to know that it was Winton Terrace because you're a resident of Cincinnati. It don't look as bad. But when it happens damn near 20 miles out of downtown Chicago, but Chicago gets the mark for it being Chicago, they get a lot of bad flack for a lot of the lots of shootings. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. But
see why Skokie used to be a nice area, man. That was the further north. And that's almost close to going to Evanston, where Northwestern University is. And them guys went out there and flipped that, man. And, you know, it was real racist out there back then when I was shorty.
I can tell
them niggas got out there and turned their goofies up, and, man, ain't no way. But it's all right, but, man, I ain't going. I'm cool.
Twin, here's what happened. Just like in a lot of cities. And, I mean, I can't speak on Chicago. I can't tell you something that you probably don't already know. Chicago had a problem when they got rid of the projects, Cabrini Green and all the rest of them. Those folks all had to go out to these neighborhoods. And when they entered these neighborhoods, they did the same thing that you see was going on in the Cincinnati area. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah,
and it really messed up a lot of certain areas.
You ain't never remember that Wyatt $300,000 and they can get it for maybe 50,000. Move all the Section 8 and low income people out there to the suburb. Move them Yankees back. Now they got a little old complex and everything, townhouse downtown, right there on 35th and all that. Well, headquarters was for all the gangsters and everything, you did. Right. So, man, it used to be the real project, high rise, just like Stanley Road. Yeah, and now when I went back and, you know, I used don't mess around towards that way, depending on what area I'm at, but, man, it was whole different, man. They got this over here, they got this. Wow, I'm like, man, what a difference. The whole gentrification and everything. That's why I say in 5 to 6 years, what? Stanley Road gonna be gone, because you know what? Them dang on FC Cincinnati about to get all that property. They just not telling y'all, but it's coming to a city near you. It's coming, they gonna do it just like they did, like Chicago, man. And people don't know it, they just don't want to say it. And them blowback local leaders and your community actors getting paid off of. They just not saying yet. They pump faking like a mud down there. Wyatt, I'm about to close the show. I mean, you know, on my own. But Wyatt, like I told Lincoln, where and the rest of we go and the rest of the people, man. Okay. God got control of everything, Wyatt. I don't care what atheist, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, gay, straight, whatever you name. God got control of everything. He drive every seat, every car we establish in our mind, man. We go through this racism and Trump this and all that. Like I say, he using Trump. Whatever he got to do to push his agenda or whatever to get our minds right, man. Because God's soon to come. Everything that's happening on happy right now in this world, Revelation is revealing itself.
Okay, let me ask you something. Is it Revelations that said God coming back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't challenge Bible verses and none of that. So I'm asking you just so I won't be ignorant to what we talking about. So let me ask you your interpretation. What does it mean to you when you hear someone say, or when you read God is coming back? Does that mean the earth is going to end and God is taking over again? Or what does it mean when you hear God is coming back?
When I hear the return of God, it means he's come to get his people, man. Okay. It means the end of the world. Okay. It don't mean in a religious way. Because the ones that's dead gonna rise up first, and the ones on earth is gonna get caught up in the rapture.
So the Bible says,
and people that stands that's still on this earth, it's gonna be hell and torments for the next 7 years.
Okay, so
if you ain't lining it up with God, that's Bible, man. That's Bible. People don't want to face it.
I'm not
it's
laughing.
Scary sounds like.
I'm not laughing. I just want to make sure
I said people don't want to face it.
No. I'm saying because it sounds like I'm very ignorant to what you're talking about. I'm being honest with you.
I didn't know. You don't go to church?
No, I don't go to church anymore. I grew up in church.
So you're very spiritual.
You know, I believe in a higher.
That's your belief. That's your high, the higher power. You spiritual person then.
Okay. Is that good?
That's called spirit. No, it's good. That's your belief.
Okay.
You believe somebody up there, but you don't know. That's why people perish because of lack of knowledge. And you get a knowledge and understand them who God is and where it all started from, then you come to the creation. Everybody's saying this universe, but it was always God. Now the new name is universe.
All right, let me just ask this, because I think that this might not make sense to some folks, but this is my interpretation. I think that religion is like law. It's written.
It's what?
It's like law. Okay.
And where do you get the law from?
Wait a minute. I'm talking. See, let me explain. I believe, because law comes from man. Okay. So, but I don't think, and I think religion comes from man as well. But now let me just say this to you. I believe religion is like law. Okay. I think it's something that's written, that's interpreted by different personalities, different people. That's why I asked this question. And I'm not trying to be ignorant, guys. I'm asking, when you say God is coming back, I've heard that a couple different ways to make me believe God is coming back. He's going to shut everything down and he's going to take over and everybody going to be gone. And it's a matter of if he's going to take you with him. Is that your interpretation of what God is going to do when he comes back?
The ones that stood right when and stood the chance with God. That's my interpretation. You believe, have faith, repent of your sin and everything, you be born again, and you living right according to that word and that scripture, yes, you'll be caught up with God.
So the fear, the fear in this, in what I'm hearing is, when God comes back and takes over and takes everything away, you want to make sure that you have repented and been good, and he'll take you with him. So he's going to end the world. That's what your interpretation of it is, right?
See, things go.
No. Is that it or not?
Things go like that because
no. I don't want to get confused, twin. I don't want to get confused.
Okay,
don't bring Adam and Eve.
That's my interpretation. Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna one day come, and there's people here that actually study the Bible, probably just like yourself. I can't challenge what you're saying. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong.
No, we just talking. It's your opinion, my opinion. Right. We agree or disagree.
Okay,
as men, we all got to understand it.
Now, can I give you my interpretation of what I think it
means? Go ahead, Wyatt.
And Tanika, who I believe is into, she's a religious individual. She believes she understands the Bible. She has her own interpretation as well.
Yeah.
I personally, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think either one of us are wrong or right. I think it's our interpretation. Here is what I believe it means. I don't think God is saying he's going to, and it could say this in the Bible. Maybe I missed it somewhere. I don't think it's saying God is going to come back and get rid of everybody, or get rid of the world, and then take the people with him that did, what they were supposed to do. I don't think it means that. I think when they say God is coming back for you, I think it means when you're dying, God will be there to see which way you're supposed to go. I think
spend eternity life there, whether it's hell or heaven.
Exactly. I think when
you're gonna get judged.
Wait a minute. I think they say, or I think it means, to me, y'all, I think when I'm dying, God is standing over me, or an angel he's assigned to me is looking at me and judging me at that time. That's the pearly gates. That's the time that he's letting me know if I'm coming home or if I'm going in another direction. Now, there's going to be some people that study the Bible and say that I'm wrong too, twin. But I just don't. The God that I believe in, I don't think he's ever coming to take over the world and end it and then bring his children with him up in paradise. I don't believe it's that way. I believe that we all are going to have our day that God, we have to see God, face God. And when
that's why they call it Judgment Day.
Right. When they say he's coming, I believe he's coming when it's your time, not when he's time for him to come down and just do it, just remove earth as we know it, and he'll just take everybody with him. I just don't think that my interpretation of when he's coming, that's how I see it, because that's what I see in real life every day. Like, not every day, but when my mother was dying, when my granny was dying, they were on their deathbed. My grandmother was on their deathbed, and I think God came down and she went home. I don't think she ever thought that he was coming to judge her.
Was your grandma living according to that Bible?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, I mean, you know, Granny probably did granny type
Sometimes,
shit. You know,
sometimes in the spirit realm, God would say, "Are you ready, my brother, my sister? I'm ready to take you."
okay.
You did well. I forgot in 2 Timothy, I believe. You did well, my faithful servant. And you took up the cross and everything else. Some I'm probably interpreting wrong, but it's something similar to that 2 Timothy. I forgot the other part. But yeah, if sometimes God, you know, if you tired or you did your due diligence and everything else, God will call you home soon.
Okay.
Just like my mom was on her dad's bed.
Okay.
And she said, I'm tired.
And it basically fits in what I was trying to say. I mean, it's God is saying, I'm coming. But I think he's coming when it's your time to go in front of him and be judged. Right? I mean, I just believe that because it's been decades. It's been, man, it's been a lot of time.
But the spirit gone. We all got to get judged.
Well, yeah.
One by one in that line.
Okay, so
that
look.
Pearly gates, when they say that pearly gate open up, either we go there or we go spend our eternity life with the devil. It's going to be a judgment. I don't care what nobody say. It's going to be a judgment.
Right.
I hate to say it, and it's scared tactic or whatever y'all might want to call it, but we all go get judged. People, oh man, that white Jesus, well, that's your belief it's a white Jesus or black Jesus. That's your belief. But I was brought up in church all my life, man, even though, you know, I got baptized, filled the Holy Ghost, all that. But, you know, I still go to church and I try to do right and live right. But if I wish to die right now, and what I'm doing, I know I'll probably end up in hell. That's my judgment. That's my belief right now as I stand on this day.
Twin, I think what you're saying is right for how you interpret it. I think what I'm saying is right. I just wanted to know from some people, because I asked that question whenever I hear people say God gonna be back, and when he come back, y'all ain't gonna be ready for him. And I'm just trying to see what that shit really means.
Ain't the Antichrist? If in the Antichrist they speak about, maybe Trump is an Antichrist. Maybe he is the Antichrist that they have been speaking about for years, decades, centuries, whatever the case may be. See, God tell to give the devil permission. Hey, I need you to do this for me. I need you to do that. And the devil worked them numbers. And to get this confusion and all that, come steal, kill, and destroy for self-destruction, that's what the enemy doing right now to all of us. From this voting and all that, you ain't man enough because you ain't vote for that woman. You racist and stuff. You some Trumps and all that. That's confusion, man. That's what the enemy come to do, because steal, kill, and destroy us. Break us up, want to chop our head off towards one another. As a matter of fact, your own kind, your own peeps. And it shouldn't be like that. Okay. That's why we got to continue to pray, man. We got to 2025. And we got 4 more months out this year, man. We got to pray because it's about to get ugly. Regardless of him dropping them food stamp, child support, whatever the case may be, we got to be prayed up. Because right now, tomorrow ain't promised to nobody, man. Nobody, man. Trump can't save you, the Republican, Democrat, none of them can save. Only one can save you, the Lord Jesus Christ. That's the only person can save you, you and yourself. You can't go out here on no dummy mission, man. What we fighting for? Nothing. At the end of the day, what we fighting for? Nothing. We ain't gonna win with this old politician and everything. That's dividing us and all of the enemy want to do that. And he pumping, he giving you, he trying to get, he embedding in him right now, Trump. I believe he want to fix us up and they make you millionaires and put you on game. But we want to say, oh no, he racist. I ain't going for that white man. He don't like black man. Y'all better peep game what he trying to do. Peep game and start judging people just because of looks and what he's saying. You gotta, man. He's family value, man. The man pissed off. The enemy to try to do anything, bring up confusion. But if you just pay attention to what he's doing, you'll see him bringing the National Guard to Chicago or whatever. Hey, I praise him for that. We've been calling for that for decades. And you mad for what? You mad for what? You saying your streets ain't safe and all that? Now here's the permission. Here's my permission slip. Here's what I'm trying to bring to the table to bring down confusion. But you saying he racist and he just doing it political? No. Sometimes God do that for a reason.
Let me ask you a question, Twin, since you're from Chicago. And I've watched some videos and I've heard both sides, both arguments of if the National Guard should go to Chicago, or they shouldn't. Now, I've heard, like I said, and when I say both arguments and both sides, it's come from people that live there. The majority of people who say that they don't need it, though, are people that actually don't live there. I haven't really seen.
Look what example you just said today, a little while ago.
What you mean?
They jump off. They do on Michigan's Avenue.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That ain't never happened when I was a short.
Yeah,
no. That was man. You tell me you don't want no National Guard, and you know dang on well right now. It's a hot season down there in Chicago, tourists and all that.
Yeah.
And all them stores in downtown Michigan Avenue. Come on, man. You tell me ain't no National Guard. Come on, man. Them people coming out their hotels. Well, I gotta look left and right through the parking lot. For what? What I gotta do that for?
Well, I'm watching the crime wave move a little bit towards areas that are normally not hit. I will say that.
Yeah.
And I think it's starting to get to a point where it's almost to a point where you can't really explain. You can't explain it like they've been trying to explain it for years. When Lightfoot was there and she turned down the National Guard,
that was the stupidest thing she ever did. I don't care what nobody say,
138 folks got shot and killed.
Man, why? I swear to God, man, that was the stupidest thing, man.
I just would like to hear some people say something about it, but they won't. I'd like to hear somebody who heard the offer of getting National Guards to come to your city to help out.
You heard about Chicago Flip Red?
Yeah, I heard about them. But
yeah, I'm trying to. I was getting contact with her. Daniel, what's her name? Daniel Carter.
Right. Well,
and bring on your show and let her explain what it is about.
If you can get her on the show, I would love.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with her right now, and the Bishop Amir Mays. I text him early. He in Philly. He said I'm gonna try my best to try to get on the podcast. I said, I bless you, man.
Okay, well,
and everything we talk, but you got to get a real understanding from people who living in it, not just they ain't he say she say. No, I'm talking about somebody that been around in the gutter. No, everything you did.
I did. I think.
But some people go ahead. Why?
No, I'm just saying, like, when you see the offer of a National Guard to come in years ago to help you with a situation where, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is not a made up number. Chicago has they're shy 2,000 police officers. Imagine that. They're shy 2,000. They have listen, Cincinnati's only shy 190, like 200 police officers. Can you imagine being shy 10 times that amount? And now check this out. How could you be a leader of a community like Chicago, the mayor, and turn down assistance to help people in your community where you're 2,000 police officers shy, and you turn it down and you end up losing 138 of your people to violent crime in the streets? And guess what, y'all? Whether you want to hear it or not, or if it sounds untrue, or it sounds like cap to you, out of them 138, I want you to go back and see how many of them were young black men and young black women.
Exactly.
I'm talking about I don't understand how Black Lives Matter so much, but yet we don't say anything about these real issues if Black lives really matter, and you don't hold leadership accountable when they make dumbass decisions like that. They bring in emotional decisions versus logical decisions. Make it make sense. If the National Guard is going to help us, and we cannot lose half of 138 black folks. See, I asked this question some days ago, and I haven't gotten an answer yet. How is it that our people have stayed stagnant at a whopping 17% of population in this country, and everybody else, other than white folks, white people? How is it that everybody else population is growing, from Latino to Asian to Ukrainian? I'm not saying they're higher than us. The Latino community is. They're double us. They're almost like,
So that's
they're
a question
almost
that you said,
30%.
why we as black folks can't be like the white people or something you asked the other day.
Huh? I didn't hear you.
I think that's the question you asked. Well, we can't be like the why come the Latinos get along and why come the white people get along? I think you asked that question last week or Monday or something like that, was it?
I don't remember. If you put it in context, I might be able to.
I think it was something similar to that.
No, what I was saying is communities. See, we got this thing.
Yeah.
We got this thing. We talk about the black community. And I don't know a black community in Cincinnati. Like, I know there's black people that live in Bond Hill. There's black people that live in
Lincoln Heights.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But when you say black community, I believe a community. I hate to say this, okay? I think a community is somewhere that has self-sufficiency in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It has its own economic base. That's what a community is to me. We live in
like Germantown,
black folks got
Chinatown.
Black folks got neighborhoods. We don't have communities. Community is someone that has an economic base. So in other words, we got our own stores, we got our own, just like Chinatown and stuff like that. Those are that's why I don't call them the same thing. Winton Terrace is a neighborhood. That's not a community to me. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but there's not many black-owned stores up in Winton Terrace, even if you go down to the bottom of Craft. Those are all people that live somewhere else. People that, we might have a barbershop down there. You feel me? And if you're from Winton Terrace, shout out to you. You know what I'm talking about. You can't go up the hill or down the hill and find a grocery store that's black-owned. You have no economic base in Winton Terrace, okay?
Until you'll find a daycare that's black-owned.
Maybe.
No, it is.
Well,
it's black-owned.
No, you got to understand, a lot of those places work off of vouchers, and you're not self-sufficient when you collect vouchers. You're under the guidance of the government of the state. So no, you're not. You're black-owned. You're self-sufficient when your name is on the building and you are collecting money from people directly. Not when you're getting state vouchers, because you have to qualify. There's certain regulations you have to follow. It's like getting a people who run nonprofit organizations.
You can get a benefit of the doubt, man. You probably be black on, man.
Because I'm tired of giving benefits of the doubt on nonsense. Because we have to understand the difference, what's real and what's not real. We can pretend a lot. We've been pretending forever. It's not working out. Pretending is something that you do until you get things right, right? Well, in order to get things right, you have to bring out the right information. It's like a nonprofit organization. I don't own a nonprofit organization. I run it because my funding is coming from grants and things of that nature, which are predominantly government based. All right. So I can't do what I want to do. If I go to the bank and I say I'm getting Wyatt coffee shop, say we got sweet teas and coffee, and I'm calling it Wyatt coffee, whatever. And I go to the bank, I go to Fifth Third Bank with a business plan. Okay. When I go to the bank with a business plan, I don't have to live up to that business plan once I get the money. I just got to throw my business plan on the desk of the banker, on the underwriter, and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Here's my collateral. Here's how I'm going to run it, and blah, blah, blah. They give you $100,000 to do your thing, and if it works out, it work out. But now a grant writer will go take a grant to a government agent, a government ran situation. And I have to account for every dollar. I have to live by that plan in the grant. If I don't, then I lose my funding. You see what I'm saying? If I don't spend all the money, I can't get the amount of money next year. So I put, if I don't spend it the way I'm supposed to spend it, then I can lose it.
Isn't it like when the government send it to the cities and stuff and they don't use it, they take it back?
They can. And that happens a lot. That's why you see a lot of people. This is why you got the 80-20 rule. A lot of people don't know this. I try to say it here. Most nonprofit organizations are where people make their money. All right. I ain't mad. I'm just upset at how some of these nonprofits do what they do. If you knew how much money 3CDC actually gets for what they do and how they've been able to do what they do and take some of the properties that they've been able to take advantage of, y'all would be upset. I just don't say what I know because it's pointless at this point. I sound like a hater. You'll say, well, why are you just doing that? No, I have people in the industry that I know that I respect. There's a lot of people that I know, CEOs of major companies in Cincinnati that I know personally that have done things. Okay, urban sites. I know Greg Olson. Our children went to school together. Good guy, does things the right way, and they own probably, I don't know, 40, 45, I'd say low 40 percentile of downtown, of the city of Cincinnati, not just downtown. But when you look at 3CDC, between the two of those major companies, 3CDC is unbelievable in owning the city of Cincinnati and their nonprofit, and they're under two status. I don't want to talk about something that I don't know about, but I'm just going to be honest and tell you, if you really did your audit, if you really did an audit, you would find out how effed up nonprofits are to the Black community. You would see that it is not, and I'm not talking about just 3CDC. I'm talking about when you part of an 80-20, like if I get $100,000 to help children and I'm paying myself 70% of the money and I'm paying my staff 10% of the money and I'm giving 20% to the cause. That's an 80-20 plan, and that's how they're set up. That's why you have so many of them. And then when you get a president or when you get somebody to come in and say, no, we're not doing that shit. Then people, what they do, they turn around and say, look at all the funding. Okay.
I'll see what.
Look at all the funding that's being cut for this and that and this and that. And now it's an emotional crash out of look at what's being done to these folks, and these people gonna lose this money, and they go, nah, you know who gonna lose the most money in all these situations?
Nigga in charge.
The CEOs of a lot of these nonprofit organizations. I'm not mad at the nonprofit organizations, but I am, in a sense, because a lot of them serve a purpose. I support several of them because I believe in the purpose that they serve in. But I also know that they're well funded and they're overly funded. And it's really disgusting.
Wow. That's crazy.
Sorry, I just had to get that out because that's something that I really, and here's the thing. The politicians know it. See, you got to understand that's why the crises are important to a lot of politicians. The more crises that exist, the more nonprofits that come by. Everybody wants to start something for some problem, but nobody wants to stop a problem from happening at the beginning. Think about it. Most people that are in those industries are reactive people. They're not proactive. They can't wait for some shit to jump off so they can find a way to start a program and get things going. And that's just how it works. You could tell. You could sit back and watch it. That's why you got politicians now screaming and hollering about some shit about an incident, and they don't even notice. They don't even understand. They don't even know what's going on. Here's what's going to happen. Y'all do notice, Twin, I don't know if you remember me saying this on the air, but someone just sent me a text message of a lawsuit that's being drafted. All right, I'm just going to be honest with you. The Russian dude will be suing the city of Cincinnati. Did I not tell y'all that if he gets charged because of the pressure that's going to come from the city council and they're going to make their city solicitor charge this man? Did I not tell y'all that you're costing the city millions of dollars in lawsuits that'll be coming after this situation? Do you remember me saying anything about that, Twin, or am I just making that up right now?
Yeah.
I said, all y'all doing is setting this man up. So when he get ready to sue the city, and when Holly and all the rest of them people that was in this situation, y'all leaders are setting up a lawsuit for them to win. I said, she got $500,000. Remember this quote I told you 2 weeks ago. She got $500,000 on a GoFundMe. But y'all gonna really be mad when she get those $2 or $3 million from the city, from the lawsuit.
What was the lawsuit complaint?
Well, they're drafting it. I got an email, not an email, but I got a text message from someone that is basically, you know, telling me that, you know, it's not a secret. I mean, it's not a secret. But I don't know what the draft is going to read. But all I'm telling you is the same folks that are out there talking about this man didn't get charged for this man didn't get charged for that, and blah, blah, blah. These are your leaders who didn't even vet the situation. The same ones that are out here, you know, saying what they saying, and you got federal charges coming down on 2 of the guys that was out there. I mean, you got to pick and choose your battles, man. And this is the only problem that I have with Democrat leaders. I'm just being honest with you. I have a problem with Republican leaders that pick dumb shit to defend. But in this particular case, this is what really makes me go the other direction. Is the fact that you defend some of the craziest shit. You defend the dumbest, the shit that hurts our communities the most. You defend those activities. But things that really I think that you could fight for and help the community, you're not really, they don't put that same energy into it. I don't understand why it's that way. Maybe they think people stupid. Maybe they think that people, you know, a lot of people are emotional and they feel like if you go to battle and fight with them, no matter what it is, that you got their back. That you have their back. That's probably how they feel. And then there's some politicians that understand that people don't really think things all the way through. And as long as they think I got their back, then we Gucci, that I got their vote. But for me, I pay attention to what exactly is this guy or this lady who's in leadership. What is it? What are you supporting? What do you really support? I seen that video, you know, Stefan, that's my guy. I like Stefan. I just think he just needs to work on some different things, but he's a good guy. But I
like to hear the delivery yesterday. Well, he was bringing the noise.
Yeah,
and I hope
went
he
on
keep
his
that
video.
same energy. I want him what these Pope pimping pastors at, man. Them the ones I want to know. Because they know Bible and they know everything else, but they not speaking the truth about what's really going on. You talking about protests and all that and other stuff, man, you better get in line, man, and tell the truth, man. Tell the truth, man, about the word of God. They know what's really going on with their Trump situation and what's going on downtown, but they don't want to tell y'all the truth, man. But hey, I came to spread the bad news and stuff. I'm going to speak the truth and all them and call them out, man, because they know Bible. And they keeping y'all in the closet and everything, want y'all to be lost and go back and forth with one another. Them preachers know. I'm talking about all them local preachers in Cincinnati. Them pastors, they know the Bible, but they don't want to speak again. They won't never speak against sin. They don't never want to speak about what's really going on. They ain't say just vote for this person, vote for that person, come vote and all that. I understand all that vote. But let me tell you this, why 50-some plus years of vote, where has it gotten us, man? Nowhere. We back at square one. Bringing up confusion and everything, the white man this, the white man that. You've been hollering at him back in 1970, 1960. It's still a white man? Come on, man. That don't make sense to me. That's why they say weirdos, man. What y'all vote for anyway? Why is you a Democrat? Why are you a Republican? You don't even know. You just did it because your grandma did. Come on, man. Grandma and them gone, man. It's time to come up with a new solution, man. That vote in our Congress go do whatever the hell they want to do. With your vote or without your vote. They make up the law. Stand on a principle. And as long as they got you, especially them Democrats, they like to control your mind. You ain't going to control me. I'm going to do what I got to do to survive for me and mine and try to help others out at the end of the day. I don't like to be controlled. No. Go ahead, Wyatt.
Well, I'll say this about what you said. I believe, this is going to be tough to say because I'm not a radical, okay? I'm not someone that's so far left that I'm against total government, okay? But I will say this. There are people that are very radical that have some very good points when it comes down to government. And that is, you know, I know some black radicals, some black folks that are radicals that believe that black folks shouldn't be Republicans, nor should they be Democrats. And
of course,
I agree with that. And the reason why I agree with that is because I believe black folks attach ourselves to politics because we feel like it's going to work for us. And it's kind of oxymoron, because you're looking for the government who you don't like to be in a place that you'll need them or they can support you. It's almost acting, it's like a person who has gone through an abusive relationship and you want to depend on your abuser to help you live a great life or to live a fair life or to, you know, and I just think that what we need to do, and I'll give you a perfect example. If you look at some of the other people in this country who has gone through things, maybe not slavery or whatever, but they've gone through things to get to this country, look at how they treat the United States government when it comes down to equity and it comes down to self-sufficiency. Here we are going back to things like control, having a neighborhood versus a community. Most Africans that come here, they have a community-based way of thinking, a unit. That's why they go open up their own grocery stores. Y'all think it's cultural. Like, oh, they want to be able to eat their own kind of apples. They want to be able to eat their own kind of fish. They want to be able to shop in their own grocery stores. They want to be able to eat the things that they ate over in Africa. Yeah, it is somewhat cultural, but it's also economics for them. They believe in shopping among. Have y'all been to Laughlin up in Ohio? Have you seen?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Have they started a community or have they started a
neighborhood all the way, man?
Have they started a neighborhood or a community?
They started a community. They got their own grocery store up there.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Look at, you can go to New York, go to Baby Latin, go to Baby Latin. You could go all across the country that has a huge population of other cultured people who fly a flag.
Yeah.
Who you understand? Who fly a flag, and when they fly their flag, they fly their culture, their beliefs, and they spend their money amongst each other. When they open cell phone companies, yeah, it might be a Cricket phone company, but people all buying their phones from that Cricket place because it's in their community. You see what I'm saying? So I just believe that, you know, that's one of the reasons why I don't say that we have communities. We have neighborhoods. How much do we own in Winton Terrace? Now, I'm going to use a better, and I know I'm going to get some blowback for this. I'm going to use a better community than Winton Terrace because Winton Terrace is handcuffed. That's not a good spot to use when I come down to economic growth. There could be some economic growth there because all of that property there is not just CMHA or, you know, it's not all subsidized housing. You could own a store at the bottom of the street. You could you could do a lot, okay? But it's just not happening. My thing is, you go somewhere like Avondale. It's taken Avondale way too long with the leadership that you have in the city of Cincinnati. It's and Avondale is coming up, but it's way behind from where it should be. And I think there's some intelligent people in Avondale that'll tell you, you're absolutely right, Wyatt.
The one that Black Wall Street they used to call Avondale back in the day?
No, I ain't never known it to be that. However,
I thought they used to call that something like that, Avondale, Black Wall Street.
I've never heard it that way. But I would say this, when it comes down to, and I might be wrong, so somebody in the chat maybe help me with this. If I had to choose one community in Cincinnati that was predominantly Black, that was self-sufficient, I would have to say probably
the fail somewhere there.
Hell no. I would have to say Bond Hill. And I don't know if Bond Hill, it's between Bond Hill and Avondale.
Oh, you got Jews over there in Bond Hill, right? Roseland towards that way.
Say it again.
You got Jews, a lot of Jews over there.
And where?
And think that, what is that, Roseland considered? Golf Manor somewhere?
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know the makeup of it
Well,
now.
I be seeing them walk on Saturday over there. Think that's like towards the, what's that, Bond Hill and
I know that
Golf Manor's area.
I don't know the makeup of that area to this day. I don't know. But I do know that Avondale has I even think Avondale has a plan. I think Avondale has a plan in place. And I really look up to that because I would first, it all starts with a plan. You're never going to.
UC stop buying everything. Let the Black folks develop around there. You see buying up everything.
Not in Bond Hill. I mean,
I'm talking about
Avondale. Well, yeah, some of that area that's Clifton more so. But I just think that if you really want to call yourself a community, see, I just think that we have this misinterpretation of the two between a community and a hood, like neighborhood. Okay. If you don't own anything, it's almost like this. I'll give you a perfect example for those that want to clown me and do the shit y'all do in sidebar conversation, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm speaking to those that are listening. I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I remember my sister Kelly Prather used to always get on the air, and I love her. I love her to death. I'm sorry for her misfortunes. But I remember she used to get on TV, she used to get on the radio, and she would always put herself out there, and she would say things like, they're kicking us out of our neighborhood, meaning downtown and OTR, right? Or Laura Holmes, Mama Birch will know what I'm talking. Laura Holmes, Lincoln Courts and all that. They're kicking us out of our neighborhood. The Black community is falling apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, you can't be kicked out of something that you own. You got kicked out of a neighborhood. You didn't get kicked out of a community. You know the difference between downtown and Hyde Park? If they want to do something in downtown, they don't need your permission. Okay, if you lived in Laura Holmes and the city wanted to do something in zoning, they don't need your permission if you live on John Street or Ezra Charles. They don't, or Lynn. They don't need your permission because you're just living in the neighborhood. You have no ownership. But in a community like Hyde Park, those are community taxpayers, land taxpayers, and they're handled different. That's why when you seen city council talking about what they gonna do up in Hyde Park and blah, 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 what did Hyde Park do? They loped up as a community. The community residents and the community business owners had a community meeting and said, no, y'all not. And we'll remember this when it's time to vote. Remember that? Remember when they was trying to do what they was trying to do at Hyde Park, and Hyde Park was like, no, you're not going to do that to us.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to make people understand that your leaders always talking this community shit, but they ain't really showing you no economic growth. So how is this a community? Stop saying the Black community, because to me, the Black community means business districts, home ownership, us buying FUBU for us, by us. That's a community. Schools that we walk to, not get on a bus and transfer to school downtown to another bus and go all the way out to Hyde Park some damn where. No. I'm talking about community. It used to be a day you walk outside and you would go 4 or 5 blocks down the street to go to school. The elementary school was down the street to the left. The junior high was down the street to the right. That's how it used to be. Now a lot of these kids got to go off and get on buses and go to schools that's so far away, and there's no attachment to the community. There's no development in the community. There's none of that. And if you want strong leadership is talking about building communities. They're not talking about what's going. They're not faking and jiving and talking about.
That was a strong logic. I gotta give you that, man.
Because it's the truth, bro.
You did. It's true, because you said, I remember, man, go walk up a few feet or whatever and start you at school. But now you said, hey, you gotta cross bus 43 to get on the 61 to go to the floor.
Right.
So you're right about that. You're right.
Because what happens is they have. Look at Chicago right now. Chicago is in an $800 million deficit, but they had $51 million a month a couple years ago. They were putting $51 million a month into something for migrants, to house them, school them, EBT them, give them clothing vouchers. They $51 million a month, and they were going broke doing that. And now you're turning around and you can't even facilitate your own people, and the predominantly black communities they're going to suffer more than anybody. Now you're trying to ask your taxpayer base to up their taxes on their properties. Your $800 million, your $800 million in a deficit, and you call yourself a leader. You think that you've done the right thing for your people by allocating. Now you could go get $51 million a month for somebody else, but you can't get $51 million a month for the people who are there. That makes no sense to me. And when they were doing it 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I was the only one sitting here talking about it. Everybody else was calling me a Trumpster. Everybody else was calling me names. Talking about. Yeah, but
people talking, no, that's not true. Well, that's not true. Even Hunk said it. I say, man, it is true, man. I've been there and I know what they doing. And so you can't speak about it if you don't know where you've been. I had to see it for myself.
Fame.
What? 87th and what? 79th and what?
Fame.
Man,
not you, man. Fame. I just got to say something to my brother Fame. Stop talking about Chicago if you ain't been there. Stop talking about how fucked up Chicago is and the people ain't shit. And if you ain't been there, you can't
try to get your boy's name, take a ride with.
You can't fly from Cincinnati to Orlando, Florida, have a layover in Chicago, and you keep your ass in the airport and you say Chicago ain't shit. That sounds crazy to anybody. He had a layover in Chicago.
Man, this ain't
wait a minute. He had a layover in Chicago. Ate some Sbarro pizza, some fake ass pizza, and said Chicago ain't got no good food.
Went with Portfolio get a hot dog.
Right. This ain't the real hot dog of Chicago, man. You in the airport, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna find nothing good in the airport, bro. And everything gonna cost more. Twin, I gotta go to the next call, man. I appreciate you engaging.
Thanks talking, man.
Right,
get to the next caller, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
One love, man.
Right, that was Twin, y'all. He said, when the last time you been to Chicago, Fame? Well, it was that other time, that one time. You know that one time, man. Well, where did you go? Well, I was at the airport. So Chicago ain't shit because the food at the airport ain't no good. My man Fame. Yeah, I missed a couple calls. Feel free to call back in, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna have to say I told you so, but I told you so about the kid, the man, slap dude. You know, the dude do the slap. I said he gonna file a lawsuit. I said all your leaders doing right now is costing Cincinnati about $3 million between Holly and between the Russian. They're going to file a lawsuit against the city. You know, I knew that before the indicator even came up. Okay. For those that might not understand how things work in certain areas, the indicator for me, well, okay, y'all knew I said it, but the indicator to me was just last week. I wasn't quite sure if he was going to file a lawsuit until last week. Anybody want to hear what the indicator was? Anybody want to know what the indicator was? I promise you it's good. I guess not. Come on, people that always go against what I'm talking about, throw a thumbs up. Somebody who pretend they not here watching, throw the thumbs up one time. I might even give you a t-shirt that I know you'll throw in the trash. Okay, Sean D. Nutter, I appreciate you. The indicator was when the Russian dude went and got a lawyer for a M4. Has anybody ever got a jaywalking ticket and went and hired a lawyer to get you out of it? Has anyone ever went and got a lawyer because you got a speeding ticket? Have you ever went and spent $2,500 on a lawyer to get you out of a minor misdemeanor? Have you ever done that? No, he didn't do that. He lawyered up so he can position his argument in a civil suit. That's how it's done. Let me see something. Tanika said, that's the problem, sis. They're too busy I'm sorry, hold on, let me just move. Despairing those that are putting in the work to help the community themselves. I don't know if you're talking about myself. I hope not. I don't put down people that's trying to help the community, but I do know the game. And if you knew how many of those programs exist, you would wonder why. It's almost like Gavin Newsom, and maybe I'm off base here of what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to explain something and make it make some sense. It's almost like Gavin Newsom out in California, who's had close to $725 million over 10 years. $725 million. $725 million to stop homelessness, and it's only gotten worse. You don't ask yourself, why do y'all put so much money into that program and it's not working, but you're steadily feeding this program that's not showing any results? That's not being mad or being down on somebody that puts a title of "we helping the poor and the homeless" up. I'm not bad mouthing them, but I know. I'm just, Tanika, come on, sis. I know better than that. I'm just trying to explain. It's the same thing. Like, why would I not challenge a man? Why would I not challenge? Because Brandon Johnson is black and he's the mayor of Chicago, me being a black man, I ain't got no business challenge him for the bullshit that I see that he's doing. Oh, I'm going to challenge him because he's using us to justify his nonsense. You don't want any help from the national? If your police department was fully staffed and y'all was doing a great job and crime was just steady, I'd say, no, you don't need no help. Y'all doing the best you can and you facilitating, you got everything you need. You feel me? I wouldn't have an argument. But bro, you 2,000 police officers down. Cincinnati, you're 190 police officers shy. And you don't want help? Come on now, that don't make any sense. And a lot of you should be angry because when you don't get that assistance, it's hurting the same folks that you say are being hurt by everybody else. But when you own it, go back to the same thing. We cry louder when somebody else do some shit to us, but we don't yell at all when we do something to each other. We'll talk about it, motherfucker, behind his back. We'll do that. Oh, twin ain't shit. Twin ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Rock ain't shit. Ricky ain't shit, man. Ricky ain't shit. He got baby by such and such. Be whispering behind people's back. But what's crazy to me is I didn't see any leaders stand up in sodality. You know, I didn't see them stand up as one when the young lady got shot in the back. 34-year-old woman. Y'all out here trying to say that a man deserves different kind of justice for a slap. But you didn't have guys shooting across 400 people on Main Street, downtown Cincinnati. And not one leader got together at a podium and said, this shit has to stop. Y'all ain't done. They only come out when you make them come out. I'm just being consistent. Let's go back to that word. My arguments have always been consistent. And here's the problem. I think it's this. When somebody else did something to us, we dropped those Black Lives Matter t-shirts, hung flags, did all that. Marched, protested, shut businesses down. We do all that shit when somebody do something to us. We even got each other so twisted in the head that we won't even admit black on black crime. You manipulate some people to say black on black crime don't exist because we don't say white on white crime. Why the fuck why do you care about white on white crime? How does white on white crime affect you? Let's break it down. Let's go to the beginning. Somebody answer to me, how does white on white crime affect you unless you live in a white community? How does white on white crime affect you? So why are you talking about it? I mean, for us to feel so passionate about our people, because we do, how does black on black crime affect you? When a black on black crime situation happens, it's more likely that you'll have a tie or some type of relationship or something with the victim or the victim's family, that somebody that you know knew that person. Right? Somebody you know knew that person. Listen, when the 34-year-old lady with the 5 kids, bless her heart, rest her soul, when she got shot in the back, there was people on this platform that reached out to me. I knew her. People know her. We know her from down the way, okay? We know her. There was people like, yeah, I knew her and my mom, But when the white boy got killed out in Butler County the other day, who the fuck knew him? Who the fuck even know his people? Did you go to school with him? So why do we even care about white on white crime? That's why we don't talk about white on white crime. But don't use the fact that we don't say white on white crime, and that's discrediting the thing that affects us the most, and that is how we do each other. I can guarantee you right now, I don't know how many people we have on here right now, but I'll do a survey. If we have 1,000 people watching on all platforms, I would say if 95%, this is a made up number, but I feel confident in it. 95% of the people that have been done wrong in the last 24 to 48 hours, if you ask them who did them wrong, it's somebody that looked like them. I could be wrong. I don't even care if it's your supervisor at work. I still feel good about my 95 percentile. Let me go to Black Fox and some of the people that I know on this platform who lost their kids to the streets. Now I'm talking about death. I'm talking about mamas that I know. Let me tell y'all what happened to me the last time I was in Cincinnati. Y'all know I was in Cincinnati a few days ago from my daughter's thing up in Columbus. I came to Cincinnati. I went shopping in Cincinnati. Guess who I ran into? Y'all gonna be tripped out on this, and then I gotta go because I know this one gonna take me up out of here. This one gonna take me up out of here. Let me go ahead and this one gonna take me up out of here. I was in a store. I took some pants in to try them on. The young lady gave me a tag, said, "You have one pair of pants, sir." I said, yes, ma'am. She handed me the tag. I hope to God she's watching this show right now. And I hope she's watching this. She handed me the tag, and hold on one second. Let me get this right. She hands me the tag, says, "You have one pair of pants." I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I go in and I try the pants on. I don't even leave the dressing room because they had mirrors all over. So I just said, okay, these will work for me. Brought them back out, gave her the little one thing that you give that had the tag on it, right? And she said, "Wyatt?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I didn't recognize her at first. she was sitting there talking to another lady, and this lady seemed to be preaching to her a little bit. Like, you know how when people, you know how people are like, I don't know what it was. It was a feeling. And this lady was sitting there talking to her about God, and you know, I wasn't really listening, but I heard her saying, you know, it's a blessing, and this is a blessing, and blessing. When I handed her the tag thing, she said, Wyatt. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you don't remember my son? I said, she said, you don't remember my son? I said, who is your son? I said, she said, you don't remember me? Now she looks different because she had on glasses, not sunglasses, but she had on like glasses, reading glasses. And I said, who was your son? She said, Mike T. I said, oh, I couldn't believe it. As soon as she said her son's name, then her face became very familiar to me. Like, I know who she is. She just look a little different. You know how we age. You know, we age, we get different makeup, different hairstyles, all that. She just looked different. But soon as she said his name, bang, face jumped right in my, I know who she is. I know your name. Damn it, I know you. So she says, now the lady that she was talking to was preaching to her, talking to her about something about God and this and this and that. And that lady says, see, God just brought him, girl. He just brought him right there. Tell him what you just told me. She said to me, I don't know why God put you in this store right now, but me and this lady was just talking about my son. I don't know if y'all know who Mike T is. Let me tell you who Mike T is first. He was a young man that I had a relationship with who had he had dreams of being a boxing star. Okay? He was a really good amateur fighter in the city of Cincinnati. Won a lot of fights. He was a good kid. He wasn't a street dude. He wasn't like his brothers. I don't want to say too much like that because it's not nice. But he wasn't a street dude. But you know, some of us, we hang with our brothers. We hang with our family. And for y'all that don't know what happened to Mike T, he's the young man that got shot up at a speedway, sitting in the back seat, and was shot over 20 times. Mike T didn't deserve to be shot up like that. He was not a street dude. He wasn't out selling drugs. He wasn't robbing drug dealers. He wasn't causing problems with some of these shooters out here. Not to say that his people wasn't. And his mother told me right then and there in that 5 minutes, and my wife was standing right there. She came up behind and thought something was wrong with me because I was emotional because here she is. She's already then told this lady about me. In the 3 minutes I was in the dressing room, she gave her a whole rundown. And now this lady talking about God just brought him in here to you and talked to this and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what's going on. So I'm asking the lady, you know, Mike T's mom, like, how are you? What's going on? And she said, Wyatt, you don't know how much Mike T used to talk about you. You don't know how he's seen you as a breath of fresh air because you was different. You told him he could be somebody. And let me tell you what she said. Let's take me out of it. I'm just going to tell you what she told me because of the lady that was standing there. Let's go to the conversation that makes me say what I say on these airs. Let's go to how her and I were talking that brings the topics that I talk about here up. Everything she said had something to do with how it is out there, the streets. How she didn't really want, you know, I can't say everything, but how he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, being with the wrong people. They were at a nightclub that night. This happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? They were at a nightclub, got into it. His brothers got into it with some people. Y'all know, Ed know what I'm talking about. In Mount Healthy, yes, Ed. Got into it, and the dudes they got into it with knew his brothers, and they followed them. They left the club and got followed. They followed them to a speedway. The brothers get out of the car and go into the speedway, pay for gas, buy some goodies or whatever. Mike T is still in the car. And they don't wait for the troublemakers. They don't wait for the ones that was blowing big. They don't wait for them. Y'all know, some of y'all, you know who I'm talking about. They don't wait for them to come out and shoot them up. They shoot the car up. And Mike T is in the back seat. They shoot the guy who if you know Mike T, y'all know he ain't no gangster. He's not a street dude like that. They shoot up the car and Mike T's in the car and they hit him way too many times. That ain't got nothing to do. And here's the sad thing. No leads. Don't nobody know nothing. Don't nobody at the club know those dudes that was in the club. Everybody know that it was the people at the club that did it. No club surveillance. Nobody got a word to say about your own people. Your own people. Mike T didn't lose his life to Nazis. He didn't lose his life to the racist people y'all talk about every fucking day. He lost his life to the people that you talk about the least. The situations that happen in your communities the most, you give the least amount of energy to. And that's why I stand on what I stand on. And that's why you can keep calling me whatever the fuck you want to call me. Because half of you who out here ain't been through it. You ain't been through it. You don't have mothers stopping you in the street because you had relationships with their kids and their kids looked up to you and you was trying to change people's lives. And for people that be sitting back here doing all this old shit, y'all don't know. Not even your leaders. I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Watch this, y'all. Cindy, mama, you understand that?
No.
Well, like I don't understand how you can, cause like I've been to, Paris, Beirut, I've been Iraq, Iran, Eurasia, I speak very, very fluent Spanish. Todo está bien chévere. You understand that?
Bien chévere.
Chévere.
Bien
Chévere. Is that right, mama? Yeah, cause I got my shaking room, I'm gonna do the thing. Everybody's got a thing, but some don't know how to handle it. Always reaching out in vain, just taking the things not worth having. But don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. Cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it out. You say your style of life's a drag and that you must go other places. But just don't you feel too bad when you get fooled by smiling faces. But don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. Cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it out. You get off your trip. Don't you worry about